Alright dorks, you wanted a tutorial? Here's your tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the Crying Jordan cutouts in this one. This is going to be a series of tutorials to kind of show you how I do what I do with the photo editing app for iPhone called Juxtaposer. I'm not used to doing tutorials, so if I go a little too quick or don't cover things well enough, just let me know in the comments. At Big Hurt Rocks on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at Photoshops by Brent on Facebook. Okay, you can see Juxtaposer down at the bottom left. We're going to go ahead and click that and get started. It'll always say start new session the first time you use it. Sometimes it'll come up with your last session just showing. So if you go up to the top left, you'll see the menu button. Click it, and the very top one is start new session. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. People ask me a lot of times if I use the Jordan face on the background or on the top image. I always use them as the top image. If I'm doing a cutout for the first time, I am going to use a solid color background. I'm going to be starting just like you guys do with the Crying Jordan picture that you find on Google when you search Crying Jordan, just to show you guys how to go from the beginning. For Jordan, since he's a bit of a darker complexion, I'm going to go with a white background. I've already got it downloaded, so I'm going to click background. And then the very top one is load photo. I've already got it downloaded, so just to save a little bit of time, it's going to be in my recently added, which is the second one down. Click it, and you'll see I've got a white background here. Just going to click that, and then my top image, click it, go back to the last album, which is the top choice. Click that, and click the Jordan face. So what I'm going to do in this tutorial is cut out the Jordan face, save it, and then at the very end, I'm going to do a quick Crying Jordan of Dak Prescott, since he's just been catching L's left and right lately. So I'm going to do one of him, just to show you guys how quick it can be done if you've got a decent cutout to start with. So I'm going to click done up in the top right, and that's just going to bring the Jordan face on top of that white background. So if you look at the top right, you'll see a brush. If you click that, it's always going to start out on the far left. If you see down at the bottom, you've got erase and unerase. If you click erase right now and then rub your finger on the screen, it's going to erase every single thing you touch of that top image. That's the one I usually use to start with. And then the brush on the far right, I'll click it just so you can see it turn blue. There, so you can see that's blue. That's going to be the one you use at the very end to kind of blend it in. But just to start with, to get rid of big chunks of the picture we don't want, I'm going to click the one on the far left. And then I'm going to click erase on the bottom. Juxtaposer is pretty cool. It comes with the kind of pinch zoom. So you guys can't see my fingers since I'm just screen recording. But I'm just kind of pinching and spreading my fingers apart to make that bigger and smaller. So with erase clicked, I'm going to go ahead and start moving my finger around on the screen on the parts I want to get rid of, and you can see them go away pretty quick. Now, since my finger's kind of in the way of everything I can see that I'm wanting to go away, if you look at the top left, you've got kind of a little zoom box that shows you what you're erasing. So I'm going to go all the way around this thing, get rid of all the stuff I don't want. I'm not going to go too fast, but a little fast. So you can see I took a little bit too much of Mike's ear right there. So what you do in that situation is in the top right, you've got the undo button. So click it, and that part's back. The biggest part of all of this is just zooming in. You want to get as close as you can and get the cleanest cutout that you can get. It saves you a ton of time if you're going to be doing a bunch of these things. If you do erase too much and you feel like you've gone too far and can't undo them enough by clicking the right button, or the button at the top right, you've got the unerase down at the bottom. If you click it, anywhere you rub your finger, it comes back. So I'm actually going to click the undo button because I want that gone. Okay, so one of the biggest tips I can give you is just zooming in. And what I want to do is get to the point that you can see it's a little kind of serrated around the edges. You want to leave just a little bit, and that's where that other brush will come into play in a little while. So I'm going to do this kind of as quick as I can, but still being thorough with you guys, because I don't want a 30-minute video here. You guys don't want to watch a 30-minute video, and I don't want to make one. So I'm going to cut out as quick as I can just to get this part going pretty quick. Okay, so I'm going to move the Jordan face kind of to the middle, just so all of that is in the white part that I can see, to make sure I'm getting every single thing I need to get. So like I said, the big thing here is just zooming in, making sure you get all of this that's not stuff you want to keep. So I'm going to go all the way around the edges. Wish I could speed this up. I cannot. But I'm going to do it just as quick as I can to make this video as short as I can for you guys. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to do this kind of fast, just going around the edges. Any questions you guys have, seriously, just ask me. If they're not ridiculously stupid, I'll answer them. If they are ridiculously stupid, I'll make fun of them and then answer them. Prepare to have your profile picture Jordaned. I haven't gotten any death threats lately. Only 4 total, I think. So if you are going to do anything like that, try to make it original. The whole "I'd shoot you in the face" kind of thing it's kind of played out. So anyway, there we go. So just make sure your questions aren't stupid, because as much as I enjoy crying Jordan stupid people, people tend to get mad about that. So anyway, here's this. Took a little bit more of the ear than I wanted. You can see it's getting kind of clean, but his head's kind of lumpy up at the top. It's not too smooth around the edges. The ear's kind of messed up. So I'm going to zoom back in. I clicked unerase down at the bottom right. I'm just going to get right in here and clean this up a little bit. And you'll go back and forth between the unerase and erase a bunch of times, so don't think that's not normal. It absolutely is. You can kind of see around the edges a little more faded than going in on the cheek a little bit, so I'm going to go back to unerase and just kind of go around the edges and get that all back in there. This one, the first one, if you do it really good, you won't have to do this to any of the other ones. I mean, you'll always erase some of the Jordan, like if you're saving the hair from the person you're going to crying Jordan, you'll be erasing the top part of the head. If you're going to keep the eyes, all that stuff, well, you'll actually keep the eyes on the Jordan. We'll go over all that on a different tutorial. That's a little more in-depth than what we're going to go with right now. This is for the casual Jordan person that's going to do one every so often, but this will come in handy later on. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting pretty close to a decent cutout of Jordan there. So what I'm going to do is click that top button on the left, the menu button. The 4th one down is Stamp Manager. Click it. You're going to see a bunch of Jordans. You're going to see Amiri, King, Tank Sinatra, Mayweather. My stepdaughter, who thought it'd be a good idea to put on a Wonder Woman costume and send me a ridiculous picture. So I put her in a bunch of different scenarios. Anything I can do to embarrass her. Savannah, what's up? All right, so anyway, if you see at the top left, you've got Save Current with a little plus. Click it. And now that face is saved. Now, for the really quick thing, I'm going to do the Dak Prescott real quick. I'm not going to walk you through it. I'm just going to do it. I mean, I'm going to be talking anyway, but I'm not going to really go into detail what I'm doing. That's what the next tutorial's for. So I'm going to click the top left button, add replace image. I'm going to get rid of the white background, go to the recently added, pick this one I did of Dak, just to show you guys how quick this can be done, because I have gotten accused of having a bunch of Jordans ready ahead of time, and occasionally I do have a few just in case I fall asleep or whatever, that I don't have to mess with them. But for the most part, they can all be done in a minute or less, depending on how much of the person I use, and really the main thing is the positioning of their head. As you can see, this one's pretty close to being done in just a matter of a few seconds. There's always some little tweaks you can do, but for the most part, that one's done. So we can always, like I said, you can always do a little bit of something to it to make it better. But that's how quick they can be done if you get a really good cut on the first one. So anyway, that's the first tutorial. I'm sure I left some parts out. I'm sure there's ways I can do it better, but that's what you guys get. Let me know. Like I said, again, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'll try to address that in the next video, and I'm going to have that up hopefully in the next day or so. Anyway, hope you guys have a good one. Later.